Our first one comes from our listener Devin. Devin, we appreciate you. It's the mayor of the Deepstone Crypt and the Tower Casuals fire team leader. First of all, thanks for putting on a hell of a show. And you guys probably have crazy schedules. The fact you bring the energy to the show every week is awesome. Tower Casuals is my favorite Destiny podcast. It caters to me as a guardian who is interested in Destiny to know what is going on, but doesn't have time to grind everything out. Second, I'm looking to grind some weapons out, but I'm never sure what roles to ask for or to look for. Can you give me and other Guardians a brief explanation on what roles to look for in guns for Crucible? Maybe what they are exactly and which weapon classes they are. Thanks a lot and see you Starside. Devin, first off, thank you so much for writing in. We appreciate you. We love it when you guys write in. For Crucible, so a lot of people are going to tell you it's a hand cannon meta. It always is. Getting this season, particular weapons you can get this season, for example, a palindrome from Nightfall Ordeals is going to be a really, really good one for you. I'm not personally a massive hand cannon user, but in terms of one exotic ones you can earn right now, palindrome and not Steady Hand. Steady Hand was the Iron Banner one last season. Bottom Dollar from Gambit are both really good ones. Outlaw is a good role to get on a hand cannon. I don't quite remember if rapid hit rolls on them, and I don't off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember what my exact rolls are on palindrome. Personally, I like to go in with a good scout rifle. Now that scout rifles are kind of back in the meta play, a very good roll, Dead Man's Tail is one to go in there with, especially if you go get the Catalyst done. That thing it should be illegal in the Crucible with the Catalyst. It's unfair. It fires more rapidly. On Dead Man's Tail specifically, I like 4 times the charm. I like subsistence and snapshot sights. Snapshot, of course, lets you draw your weapon and aim down sights a lot quicker. 4 times the charm. It gives you the damage bonus, and then subsistence. For every hit that you land, you refill 1 round from your magazine.
Oh, jeez.
So on a gun like that, it's great. I really, really, really like that gun. I like Dead Man's Tail with subsistence. That's what I've been running in the Crucible a lot this season. Pairing it with... I'm sure that I've got friends screaming into the void right now at me saying this. I run double primaries a lot. I tend to run a scout and an auto or an SMG. Particularly, I like running the Ikelos SMG a lot. It can still drop for you. It's a little bit harder to get because it's a world drop, but it's not going to be sunset. Highly encourage trying to get a good Ikelos SMG. The particular role that I like is I have Vorpal Weapon on mine, which deals increased damage to Guardians and their super or high-level PvE enemies, oranges and yellows, for example. And I have it with Seraph rounds, so rounds will bounce off of surfaces. It's really great for getting around some of those really annoying Titan shields. And in close-range encounters, it's basically a laser, even on console. I also like a really good pulse, though. I've been searching for a pulse that I like as much as my beloved Blast Furnace, which is now sunset. And I think I have finally found it in Third Axiom. The particular role that I have is Genesis and Dragonfly, which is not a great PvP role. But I'll tell you, I have never received another roll of this gun. I got this not a couple weeks ago. It may have been, I don't know if it was this season or last season that I got it to drop. But I've only gotten 1 drop of it. And I cherish it like it's my firstborn at this point. That thing is great. Put a targeting adjuster on it. Anything with Head Seeker is usually a good bet for Crucible, I would say. Just for popping that with a targeting adjuster, man, you can be so lethal at that point. Fusions aren't really meta anymore. You can still use them. Glacier Chasm is a good one, but if you didn't get it during the Dawning, you can't get it anymore, unfortunately. Corey, what are some of your favorite non-exotics to use? And then we'll do exotics real fast after.
Man,
in PvP.
Some
of your favorite perks.
I'm really honestly, I'm really not the guy to ask the perk question, but I do like the 7th Seraph shotgun with Vorpal on it. I do use that quite a bit. I'm a big shotgun user. I like the escalation. Well, I guess it's the Prophecy Ikelos shotgun also. That thing is pretty nasty. I do have the Dead Man's Tale that you're talking about, Josh. I do have that one. I do use it in Crucible. I do like a good scout rifle. If you are able to get that and then get the catalyst done, I'm not a high enough light level to do the catalyst yet, but to get it yet, but that thing's pretty nasty even without it.
It's dirty, even without. If you can just get random rolls on it, then it's amazing.
Yeah. I'm still looking for a good pulse rifle. I can't. But, I mean, I also use the Ikelos SMG a lot, too.
I did pull up my exact roll for Ikelos SMG. I have full bore, Seraph rounds, dynamic sway, and tap the trigger. I did put down my Vorpal one, I realized. So dynamic sway, if you've never used it, improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger. If you're using an SMG, you're holding down the trigger the whole time, especially in the Crucible. And then I have tap the trigger also, which grants a period of increased stability and accuracy on initial trigger pull.
Yeah.
So that first burst is like a laser. So you aim for the head and hope for the best. And then, of course, the Seraph rounds. Rounds over-penetrate targets, bounce off hard surfaces. Full bore greatly increases range, decreases stability, decreases handling speed. But everything else, my other perks balance that out completely. And I have a range masterwork, I believe, on it.
Yeah.
You really can't get much better than an SMG right now, than that SMG in Crucible if you're looking for a short range option. I think that Fellwinter's hasn't been nerfed yet. You can buy it out of the kiosk still.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take a shoddy in, I feel like that or the 7th Seraph that Corey uses are your go-tos for a legendary. In terms of pulse rifles, I was trying to look for my exact roll. I have the Trials Pulse. I have Messenger, so I don't want to sit here and promote Trials weapons too much, but Messenger basically has been my go-to weapon since I earned it in week 1 this season. I have a PvE roll for it specifically with Rapid Hit and One for All on it. Rapid Hit, of course, rapid precision hits, temporarily increased stability and reload speed. If you can pop off 5 of those with this magazine, it's a magazine of like 32 and it's a 3 burst.
Yeah.
Like you're going to hit that every time. Not Rapid Hit is great in Crucible, but I like to use it against tough enemies in PvE as well, because when paired with One for All, hit 3 separate targets, increases damage for a moderate duration. So if you're just popping headshots on like really easy enemies, use the back half of your magazine on an orange or a yellow. It's a great combo to have.
Yeah.
I like that one. I know we're talking about Crucible, though. To try and make this really quick, Corey, do you have any other weapons that you really like? I got 1 or 2 more I want to address.
I mean, in Crucible specifically, not really, but I do. I mean, Gnawing Hunger is still pretty decent if you have a good roll on it.
Gnawing Hunger is great. It's a great auto rifle. Honestly, it's probably still a best in class with damn near anything. Honestly,
yeah. I think the Iron Banner pulse rifles is good, but you need to have a really good roll on it. The Time Worn Spire is actually pretty decent. I use it in Crucible.
Time Worn Spire is the Iron Banner pulse this season, by the way.
Yeah. I like it. I wish I had a better roll on it, but I mean, I have Iron Gaze and Moving Target on it, which it's not great, but
I like the Iron Banner specific perks personally.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It just I wish I had a better.
I have a
second
forward
perk.
path that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite primaries. We were talking about bottom dollar earlier, and the roll I have in mind, even though I'm not a huge hand cannon user, it is a 120. It's a revolver. What it is I have Feeding Frenzy, so every rapid kill progressively increases reload speed, and then Rampage. Kills with this weapon grant increased damage, stacks 3 times. That's almost as close to a god roll as you can ask for a 120 in the Crucible. So definitely, I would say go to Gambit if you want a really good hand cannon. Go grind out for a bottom dollar, or wait for Palindrome to come up. That's the other one I know. Nerd Generalist has been running that a lot. I have Ricochet rounds, Quick Draw, and Rangefinder on mine. So slap targeting adjuster on it. I'll try it. In terms of exotics, Thorn and Crimson are really, really good hand cannon options. Hawkmoon, if you get the right roll, can be. But Hawkmoon is definitely I would say a more skill-based hand cannon. Not as bad as Last Word, but it is more skill-based. At that point, I like to run Outbreak Perfected from time to time in the Crucible. I do think that there are better options, or almost better options now. Unless you have the catalyst for it, you're probably going to find a better legendary option, such as Third Axiom at this point. It fires at about the same rate. Other than that, I mean, we all make jokes about it. Jotun. If you want to troll people and get hate mail, use Jotun, especially in comp and trials. Beyond that, though, it comes down to personal preference. The meta is such at this point where it's ability based. You can basically use any weapon you want to and still do really good. I play off meta all the time, and I have a pretty not great, but I have a decent KD. I've been doing pretty good in Crucible the last couple of seasons, and I play off meta a lot.
Yeah. All I can say is I'm not great at Crucible, and I have a 1.5 KD right now, and it's I'm not using any kind of super rolls or anything, which I would like to get, but again, I haven't really had a lot of time to play.
As far as snipers go, Frozen Orbit. That's the Crucible sniper that can drop. I would say Frozen Orbit is good. Sidearms are still stupid good, especially if you got a Fool's Remedy from the last Iron Banner, or not last Iron Banner, the Iron Banner and Season of Arrivals. I think it's still loot pool, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Fool's Remedy is good. High Albedo can be good in the right situation in Crucible. I used to run. What was it? I would run my Jotun, but I would have Breach Light on as my primary before it got sunset. There's so many good options though right now, dude. You really can't go wrong. I want to think a little bit more on this question. We're going to come back to roles in a couple of weeks when we have Nerd Generalist on the show. He and I will dive into some roles because we're going to talk some trials when he comes.
Yeah,
on.
He's probably
got a bone to pick with trials. We may get A1 Johnny in here.
Yeah, those are the guys you have for roles. I'm a PvE guy. I'm not a.
I could kitch you out for a raid or for a Grandmaster right now, but Crucible is, I'll be the first one to tell you, at least casual Crucible is about as far as I go. If you're talking you want to go play comp or you want to play a 4v4 mode, I'm probably not the guy to ask.
Yeah.
But those are things that have worked for me with my particular skill set. At this point, you know what you're comfortable using in Destiny. And I would say, honestly, use that. Use that, experiment a lot. This is a game that experiments and rewards you finding uncanny combinations.
Yeah, and if you use what you're comfortable with, and you if you go searching for those guns with better rolls, that's what I've been doing, honestly. Is I find what I like using and then find better rolls for those weapons.
But remember two things. It's really easy to overlook. If it's a gun that you're really enjoying, spend those masterwork materials. Get that full bonus of your trait that's at the bottom of your screen. Get that bonus. It doesn't cost that much to do it. It costs a handful of enhancement cores, legendary shards, and weapon parts. Just do it. It's worth it. I promise you, if it's something you use regularly. It's something I still struggle to do with weapons I really like because I'm really stingy on my materials, even though I got 2,000 cores. The other thing I would encourage is weapon mods. Put mods on those guns. If it's something that you like using, have reloaders for those, and for your abilities on your armor, so that way you are a machine. It's just honestly, that's where we come down. It comes down to, it's not just what weapon. You can have the meta weapons in the world, and you can still you don't have the right tools for it. So maybe we'll dive into what makes some of these classes. We'll talk PvP classes here in a couple weeks or something. This is something I want to get back to, but I want to get different people in here who play either more PvP than Corey and I, or who play different classes than us. who play, who go and dive into comp a lot more than either one of us is willing to do.
Yeah.
And can definitely follow the meta and play it a little bit more. And then, I'll come back and talk about raid stuff with you guys.
Yeah.
But Corey, do you have anything else? We're going to move on to our next question, if not.
I do not.
Okay.